This is a quick video today. I really wanted to discuss with you about post-dated checks. Every time I think that I have this solved in my company, it doesn't. It doesn't get solved, and I'm very much hoping that this video will not only help my company, but also your companies. Let's put it frankly, post-dated checks should never happen. They just shouldn't. Um, and the reason for that I've got about 6 different reasons that I'm going to go over with you of reasons why they shouldn't be allowed in your company. Number one, and most important, is it makes it confusing on everyone. The person getting the checks, the accounting team, the billing people, the consumer themselves, they just get confused. And the reason for it is because you're relying on human memory to process those post-dated checks. And without developing an entire system just to process post-dated checks, you might as well forget it. Number two, customers will forget that they send in a post-dated check and then yell at the company for processing that post-dated check, even though they were the ones that mailed that post-dated check to us in the first place. So that is one of the other reasons. I mean, I can't tell you how many times that we would argue back and forth with the customer. Well, you owe me, I bounce checks at here, and you need to pay for this, and you need to pay for that, and you need to pay for this. It happens all the time, and that's why it has been a standard process for our company not to accept post-dated checks, and that is one of the things that we're working on in the wiki now, as to actually we're going to add this video and explain why we do not offer post-dated checks with our company. Number three, no other huge company would accept a post-dated check. How would a Fortune 100 company handle a post-dated check? They don't. They just do not accept post-dated checks. Could you imagine writing a post-dated check for your mortgage and the mortgagee company getting that check? What are they going to do with post-dated checks? Let's think about this from a standard consumer point of view. What do you think they're going to do with it? You think that they hire employees to just have drawers and drawers and drawers and drawers and drawers of hundreds of thousands of post-dated checks? No, they don't. Number four, employees will lose the post-dated check. Then the consumer will get late fees. Then they will call in to the company to find out, why did you not cash my post-dated check? Then it's simple as, well, I lost it. Well, blah, 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 blah. It's then a negative touch point, which I have touched on that before. A post-dated check, no matter how you look at it, is a negative touch point to the consumer, and we've got to avoid those. Number five, paying employees to fumble through post-dated checks each and every day in their drawer and make sure that they have the right one, the correct one. It should not be something that the employee should have to do, and it should be something that the employer, the company, should not have to pay an employee to do that. If you do that, your cost to provide that good, that service, will go up, because that's more payroll dollars that you're allocating for a simple post-dated check. It shouldn't happen, and it won't happen in our company. When checks get mailed in, number six, and they are received by a check processor, imagine the person that just does checks all day long, or they run it through a machine. They open up the envelope, run it through a machine, run it through a machine, run it through a machine. What are they supposed to do when you get 6 checks? If this is an automated process company and they take those checks and they just run them through, do you think that it's going to say post-dated check? Do you think it's going to be dated right? Do you think anything else? No. What's going to happen is that check processor in a large company is just going to run those checks. In my company, because I'm small, what happens is the person that opens that mail and puts in those checks, they get 5 or 6 checks. Then all of a sudden they're like, what am I supposed to do with this? They then get on the phone with their supervisor to find out, what am I supposed to do with this? Then they call the billing people, they look it up in the software, and come to find out that there was a communication or lack of communication, or they didn't communicate that they were sending in post-dated checks. They just mailed them in. Complete waste of time on everybody's point of view. So hopefully this video just gives you a little bit of insight on why post-dated checks are absolutely the worst thing that can happen in your billing department. So take my advice, do not allow post-dated checks to happen or come into your company.